China's important agricultural heritage, Lianhe Terrace Field in Youxi of Fujian. The Lianhe Terrace Field lies in Lianhe town of Youxi County, covering 8 administrative villages in the middle high mountain areas. Liandong, Lianhe, Liannan, Lianxi, Dongbian, Lianyun, Yunshan, and Xiayun, with a total area of 714.467 hectares. Looking majestic, the large-scale terrace fields are surrounded by hills with villages of cob walls and gray tiles against the green trees scattered among it, presenting a happy, peaceful, and auspicious atmosphere. Lianhe Terrace Fields possess profound cultural deposits. Eyebrow Mound, Bamboo Hat Mound, and Frog can go over 3 mounds with just 1 jump. Until now, such a story spreads in Lianhe, which says that when 2 brothers checked the field land left by their father, they were annoyed by the confusing quantity because they omitted a piece of field hidden under their own bamboo hats. The tens of thousands pieces of terrace field among the mountains cannot hear the quarrel of the 2 brothers, but the murmuring flowing water among the mountains tell the long history of the terrace field. Since the Song dynasty, the ancestors of people here already have been reclaiming the terrace fields and planting paddy rice. Over the 1,300 years, Lianhe people have created the magical and magnificent terrace field in the steep and grand Jinji mountain. With such simple and crude tools as the primitive wooden plow, hoe, etc., showing multiple intelligence and courage. Cultivating the terrace fields is the main lifestyle of people in Lianhe for over 100 years. Because the fields are reclaimed among the landform of the mountain, huge in area and numerous in quantity, the farm cattle have become the most faithful partners of the local farmers. Lianhe town has been holding the customs of loving cattle, respecting cattle, worshipping cattle, and offering sacrifices to cattle, and even forming a kind of special local veneration, e.g., for example, the so-called Plow Commencement Festival, and also named Farm Cattle Festival, on the 8th day of the 4th lunar month every year. People would make a kind of fruit with local characteristics with rice and wormwood to worship the god of cattle, praying for favorable weather in the coming year. After the farm cattle eat the fruit which has already been used for commemorating the god of cattle, they will go to the field to plow the land with red silk cloth covering their heads. The legend says cattle will be possessed by the god of cattle, which can drive away calamity and have a bumper harvest. It is just like what the ballad sings. Lianhe also has tiger-defeating culture, featuring the worship of tiger-defeating Buddhist monk. The legend has it that the ancestors of local people were endangered by fierce tigers during the course of cultivating the terrace fields, and the tiger-defeating Buddhist monk helped them conquer the fierce tigers and overcome the difficulties, bringing good luck to Lianhe. In order to thank this Buddhist monk, on February 27th of the lunar calendar every year, Lianhe town would hold temple fair at Tiger Defeating Rock, and nearly 10,000 people from neighboring areas would participate. The temple fair usually holds a 3-day Buddhist service, and the pilgrims come here in large numbers. Very hilarious. Lianhe terrace fields are a circulated agricultural ecosystem. The mountain path to Lianhe mountain of Youxi is extremely zigzag. The wind from 10,000 valleys passes your ears, and 1,000 mu of terraced fields extends to the cloudy peak. Purple swallows touch the water in the rice seedling bed, and egrets fly in the sea of bamboos. The hawk spreads its wings in high sky with broad-minded ambition. 10,000 mu of terraced fields winding in the mountain area of Lianhe are not only a magnificent human landscape, but also a big system full of vigor. The mountainous agricultural system featuring Bamboo Grove Village, Terrace Field Water Current, Lianhe Terrace Fields form has sufficiently utilized the water resources conserving function of the Bamboo Grove and water and soil conservation function of Terrace Fields. The paddy fields built on different contour line according to the natural ups and downs of the mountain, big or small, form a marvelous irrigation system because people plant bamboo groves on the mountaintop to hold back and store natural precipitation, and then the water flows to the village and terrace fields in forms of brooks and mountain spring, thus effectively reducing the impact on the production of paddy rice by the calamity of flooding and drought. The terrace fields are also a small-scale artificial ecosystem. When spring comes every year, the farmers begin to pour water into the field and grow the duckweed in water. When the season for spring plow comes, the field mud has already been sodden and rotten and duckweed turned into organic fertilizer. At this time, adults plow the field while kids walk behind the cattle, enjoying the presence of nature by catching the field snails and loaches. When it is time for rice transplantation, people would put some baby carps in the field as a rule and plant soybean on the banks. The carps in the paddy field can effectively reduce the growth of weeds and emergence of plant diseases and pests in the paddy field, and the developed root system of bank beans makes the banks of the paddy field not apt to collapse even in rainy season. The nitrogen fixation function unique for legume crops and excrement of urine of the carps has increased the fertility of the paddy field. By the reaping season, farmers drain up the water in fields and then harvest the fish, rice, and soybeans. After reaping, the terrace fields have become the paradise of domestic animals. Such poultry as ducks and chicken of the farmers are chased onto the mountain to look for grain spread while the paddy rice is reaped. Those grains that omitted by poultry would grow into green seedling and become food of the goats. The excrement and urine of the animals and crop stalks strewn in the field give the field mud-abundant organic matters, promoting the healthy development of the microorganism groups in the fields and thus improving the soil fertility. Here, the fields are like ladders reaching into the sky. Water is like a bright mirror. The large-scale paddy fields, zigzagging in the mountain in mounds upon mounds, feed more than 20,000 people of the whole town, and also have witnessed the diligence and wisdom of the local people over thousands of years. Lianhe Terrace Fields radiate strong cultural glamour of farming. As the materialistic form of rural scenery, Lianhe Terrace Fields have double value. On one hand, it is the paradise for domestic animals and plants, and on the other hand, it is a grand view garden rich in human and natural landscape. So far, Lianhe Terrace Fields have kept a great variety of traditional high straw rice and domestic animals and such economic crops as tea, soybean, beanlong taro, potato, tomato, sugarcane, buckwheat, peanut, ginkgo, etc. are still planted on the perimeter of the field. Lianhe town has beautiful eco-environment, rich resources of animals and plants, including more than 500 kinds of plants like Chinese yew, cypress, camphor tree, Chinese torreya, etc., and more than 100 kinds of animals. The highest-lowest altitude of Lianhe Terrace Fields is respectively nearly 900 meters and 260 meters, with a vertical drop of more than 600 meters. It extends for nearly 100 li, 1 li equal to 500 meters, with an area of more than 10,000 mu. 1 mu is equal to 1/15 hectare, and the scene is spectacular. In addition, the agriculture of rice paddy farming in Southeast Hills, it radiates its own unique glamour, attracting people from all parts of the world to visit for route exploration and experiencing. At present, Lianhe Terrace Fields are chosen as China's important agricultural heritage. Top 10 scenic spots, finding the beauty in the west of the sea. Top 5 glamorous terrace fields in China and photographing base in Fujian province. the threat and challenge faced by Lianhe terrace fields and its protection and development. In the historical process of more than 1,300 years, the terrace fields have already progressively become the carrier for the traditional paddy rice farming culture in Southeast Hills region. But with the flourishing development of every social causes and constant downsliding of the terrace fields' economic benefits, some terrace fields have been abandoned year by year. It is extremely urgent to rescue and protect the terrace fields. In order to protect the legacy, the CPC Party Committee and government of Lianhe Town engaged the experts to investigate on the spot and make and perfect the planning for developing and protecting the terrace fields and strengthen the protection for the local ecological environment. They have perfected the infrastructure construction such as the rubbish collection and disposal, improved the management level of the rural environmental sanitation, and as a result, the ecological environment of the whole town has progressively improved and been rated as provincial-level ecological town by the Environmental Protection Department of Fujian Province. What's more, it has smoothly passed the acceptance examination of national-level ecological town. With the implementation of the program for protecting China's important agricultural heritage, Lianhe terrace fields have met an unprecedented opportunity for protection and development. Recultivation of Lianhe terrace fields has been implemented and new types of eco-friendly planting and raising methods have been explored and popularized. The protection and development of the terrace fields has come to a new stage. Wish Lianhe terrace fields to be rooted deep in this old and civilized land and go out of the boudoir, go out of the rural wildness, go out of the mountain city and go out to the whole world.